Hi everyone, welcome to round 17 of the tournament in London, 1899. This is another matchup between Mikhail Chigorin and Emanuel Lasker. In this position, Lasker played the move rook on 8 to d7. Now, in this position, black is doing well. We have a nice bishop on d4. We have some kind of ideas of attacking on the king side. However, white's position is also very solid. It's not easy for black to break through. However, white does have an interesting possibility here. And Chigorin went for it. And what you're going to see here is this is why Lasker was a better player than Chigorin. Lasker paid a lot of attention to like long-term advantages and disadvantages, where Chigorin had a really hard time resisting temptation. Chigorin was an attacking player, aggressive. He was always looking for tricks. Now, what white should do here, perhaps something like bishop h5, and just kind of just slowly hold the position. Admittedly, white is worse because this bishop on d4 combined with this queen, it gives black a nice little stranglehold on the position, but black has a ways to go to prove anything serious here. In the game, however, white played this move, pawn takes pawn. And now after a takes, positionally this move is horrible, because now black's attack is much easier. Just put a rook on the a file, take on b3, and then if the white pawn takes back, queen a1 would be checkmate. However, he had a tactical idea of knight to d5. And that's the thing. Chigorin had a very hard time resisting tactics. And this is when you see like the only attacking player versus the universal player, and you see what kind of things happen. So right now, white is threatening to take on c6, and he can't take the knight because of rook takes rook. However, black can simply parry the attack with king to b7. And now all of a sudden, what is white doing? It's not very clear. And he didn't really have a plan. He just went g4, and now rook to d8 was a strong move. The idea being now we're simply threatening to take the knight. So he went knight to e7, and at this point black has a bunch of good ways to win, I think, but this is a strong one. Pawn can't take the bishop because of queen to a1 mate. He took, black just took back, and this position's a total disaster. If rook to d2, let me try to recall, probably rook a8 is completely crushing. Or am I wrong about that? Give me a second to just be 100% sure before I say that. I cannot recall, because see, rook a8, pawn takes, queen a1, king here. It's actually not like super obvious where the mate is. Maybe because there is none. Probably what would simply happen is we'd move the bishop away, and this attack is overwhelming. We have ideas of queen b4, we have ideas of rook a8. And it's just an unbelievably brutal attack that white has to face. Instead, though, he played the move queen to d2, trying to trade queens. And black played queen to a3. And notice the bishop still cannot be taken because of queen a1 checkmate. Rook to h1 was played. And these two bishops aiming at the king are just too powerful. Rook to a8, strong move. Rook h2. Bishop takes a2 is strong. I think black had many other options. I believe bishop takes c2 was winning as well. But this is strong enough. There's really no good defense here. If king c1, rook takes rook, queen takes, and now the finishing move, bishop to e3, and white is dead. He didn't resign, but he obviously could have, and now he did. So what do we have to learn from this game? Well, basically what we're seeing here is a player like Chigorin who's very strong, but has a hard time resisting temptation and focuses a little too much on tactical ideas that are short-term instead of more long-term advantages. Whereas Lasker is much better at that kind of thing, and he simply takes advantage of it when his opponent does it. His opponent gives him the A file, and Lasker uses it to completely demolish Chigorin. Calmly defends against this knight d5 trick, which was his whole idea, and it just doesn't really do anything. So This is a great example of the difference between the best player in the world at that time and a top 10 player, top 5 player in Chigorin. So thanks guys for watching. See you tomorrow with another key game from this tournament. Bye-bye.